Hey, PC here again, and welcome to week 3 in our Introduction to Marketing course. And this week we are going to take a look at one of the coolest parts of marketing, and that's the consumer decision journey, or the purchase decision journey, as our book calls it. And we'll take a real quick review of the target market. The consumer decision journey that I'd like to present to you here is a newer version of the theory of how customers make purchases and the thought process that goes into it. This is developed by McKinsey and Company, and I'll supply the report if you'd like to read it. I encourage you because it's very insightful. But with this particular theory, it just differs slightly than what the book provides. It's a little more in depth, and I feel confident that you can understand this. So, they, according to this theory, we begin with a trigger, and that trigger is something that tells us that we need something. It's our want or need, just as the consumer decision journey, purchase decision journey that the book and the video that accompanies the chapter tells us about. And it's at that point we realize we have a want or a need. And then we go into what McKinsey and Company describe as the initial consideration set. And the thing is in today's world with the internet and all the different ways companies can communicate with us, most customers already have an initial set of brands that they are going to consider for purchase. And so it's our hope that we want to get into that initial consideration set to begin with and put it in the consumer's mind. We then move into the next part, or the consumer does, into active evaluation. And it's at this point that consumers actually evaluate the different brands. And this is Mercy, by the way. Yeah, she's over here licking my fingers. I'm trying to run the mouse, so I'm going to pet her. But it's at this point, like I said, they're looking for information and they're shopping around. They may be going from store to store. They may be on your website looking for information. So that's why it's so important that companies have websites with detailed information available for customers. How often have you went to the store and you're looking at a product and you actually get on your cell phone and look at the price of the same product at different places, or maybe compare it to online or through Amazon, or something like that? Happens all the time, and that's our active evaluation phase. And then we go on into the phase 3, which is the moment of purchase, that we actually make the purchase and get the product we want. Then we go into what we call the post-purchase experience, and this is when a variety of emotions can occur for the customer. They can experience what we call cognitive dissonance, in which some people call it buyer's regret, something similar to that, and you're trying to justify your purchase for different reasons. Maybe it was an expensive purchase and you're trying to justify it, or your customers with your pet food product might be thinking to themselves, man, should I really have spent that extra money for this all natural product? So pushing the fact that it is benefits their pet will sometimes help alleviate that negative feeling. And what the ultimate goal of a business is right here is to keep that customer in this right here. And this is what makes this model a little different than other models, in that we have this loyalty loop. And that is ultimately where we want to get our customers, so that they will repurchase and they will share good news with their friends, and they're less likely to consider competitive products. So there's different ways we can get them and keep them in this loyalty loop, and so that's our ultimate goal. A loyal customer is the most effective when it comes to revenue and earned media, is what we call it, where people go out and spread positive word of mouth and stuff. This is where it happens. So So enough of that. Let's take a quick look, just a review of segmentation and targeting, because that's part of your assignments this week, and I want to make sure that you grasp those concepts really good. And as you can see from this, that's what we're doing. We're trying to identify our perfect customer out of everybody. Um, when you're defining your target market, these are some things that you will be using. Geographic, demographic, and psychographic. Geographic, of course, is physical location, typically. Uh, um, Demographic is, again, those are personal attributes that everyone has. Everyone has an age. Everyone is in some stage of their life cycle. There's gender definitions. Everyone has an income. Even if they don't have an income, they can still be categorized as zero income. So in some way, all people can be categorized in these types of demographics. Psychographics is a little deeper. It's more emotional, and it talks about social class, lifestyle, personality, activities, interests, opinions, values, things like that. And to help you, and now we do have behavioral, but I don't think you're necessarily going to be using that for the written assignment for this week. So focus on these three right here the most. The PRISM website that you will be using is going to be very valuable to you, and I strongly encourage you to well, I mean, you're going to have to for the discussion post anyway, so but I encourage you to really check out the site because there's a lot of cool information on here. So what you do is you will go to the link that's being provided already in our module. You type in a zip code, any one that you like. For this example, I've typed in probably the most famous zip code in the United States, 90210, Beverly Hills. And when this comes up, there's a lot of information you get. You can get quick facts, which is information right here. And this is just overall, you know, like population, median age, and things. Then you can get a breakdown of some demographic information of that particular area, and it's located right there. And there's actually 4 different slides that go through here. This one happens to be the population by age and breaks down the different age groups. I think it breaks down ethnicity and income, and one of I think the family size, something like that. In this area right here, there's typically a map that shows you the area of the zip code that it's considered, and unfortunately my internet wasn't cooperating with me real well and wouldn't bring up the map, but it'll be there when you do it. And this, and then finally you'll have your segment profiles, which is really cool. You'll find that right here. And it brings up 5 different segments for your area. And when you click on these, it will open up and give you some detailed information about that particular segment. Now the thing is that you have to interpret the information, because like it'll tell you what kind of car they drive. I'm guessing, I didn't check this, but I'm guessing that one of these probably shows that they may drive Mercedes-Benz or BMWs or something like that. But when we interpret that information, and along with the other information that's provided within that segment, we can kind of get a psychographic understanding of what the people are like in that area. So just because it says they drive a Mercedes-Benz or they shop at Nordstrom or whatever, you know, that first of all, it's very generalized. And second of all, it is meant for you to interpret the psychographic characteristics of that area. All right? So I know you're going to knock this out. I have no concerns whatsoever. I'm sure you will do just great. All right. I had to take a pause there for a minute. This one's Gracie, and she's my ornery cat, obstinate and very free-willed. Yeah, so let's finally let's take a look at what you're going to be doing this week. First of all, I'd like for you to read Chapter 5 on consumer behavior. Again, it's full of a lot of cool information, and if you like studying people, you will really enjoy this. And I have a good idea that while you're reading that, you'll find yourself amazed that you actually do these things that it says, and you just don't even realize that we're showing the type of behavior that they've studied. Then there's a video on consumer behavior, a very cute little video. So watch it, and it helps explain that the purchase decision process a little thoroughly. And you'll see it's really very similar to the concept that I provided earlier. So there is another My Marketing Lab assignment on Goodwill, on the store Goodwill. So be sure to follow through with that. Then we have the discussion post in which you will use the PRISM website, and you'll put in your own zip code. You can go anywhere you want to in the United States and find information, psychographic information on that area. So enjoy that. It's kind of fun. And then milestone part 2, as part of our final project, you will be doing, I'll turn this off so you can see, you'll be writing a target market analysis. This is your first writing assignment that you will submit through Brightspace, and hopefully the information I've provided and what was in the book back in chapter 6 will help you with that. Do remember that the My Marketing Lab, I'm going to try to write on here. That's supposed to be Sunday. Doesn't look very good, does it? But the My Marketing Lab and the writing assignment are both due by Sunday at midnight. So you've got a little time to work on those. Now the discussion post, your initial post is due by Thursday at midnight. And then you respond to at least 2 of your classmates, of course, by Sunday. I really want to challenge you to respond to more than 2 this week. See if you can do that, okay? Good luck. Give me a shout if you need anything. Come join us over on the Slack page if you like, and we can interact on there. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, just go visit the announcements, and there's a link there that you can, it's kind of a group social media site that I've set up just for our class where we can chat a little bit better, a little easier. So again, if you have any questions or concerns whatsoever, please do not hesitate to contact me. And until next week, see you later. Have a good week. Bye-bye.